to another episode of Gunners in Africa podcast. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a mixed week for me in terms of the Arsenal. We started very well in the North London derby last week, tamping Spurs at home, and then continuing that vein against Bayern in the Champions League. And then sort of a disappointing draw against Chelsea, who had 10 men for around 60 minutes. But anyway, look, 7 points in that week. It's a good return considering who we played. And I think in the league as well, we gained a point because I was looking at this period of games from the international break, how many points we can get between the league games between Spurs and Chelsea, and then how we perform against Bayern Munich. So I think gaining a point ahead of City, who were the closest rival when we went to the international break. So we gained a point because they lost at Newcastle and they won against Leeds. And then Chelsea are 6 points behind, City are 5 points behind us. So this week we're playing Brentford, and then we have Villa at the weekend. But I'll reflect a bit on the Chelsea game, and then we'll talk about the Villa game. Before that, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you're doing well. And thank you for the support, and we've reached 1,000 subscribers, and appreciate that. And looking forward to the next 1,000 followers, subscribers. And you please like this video and subscribe if you've been done so. We played Chelsea. I think it was for me personally, it was such a frustrating game to watch. It's a game that I don't want to see again. I think there's so many things that happened to that game. Even before the game, I didn't feel like we were going to win that game. Not being negative, I felt things when something was not okay. And then suddenly the team came out and Saliba wasn't available and Stross still not available. That was not a major concern for me, but all I wanted was the team to have enough energy to finish the game, to win the game. And I was happy to see Yokeres and Jesus in the squad, which was very good for us. Welcome news and positive. I was hoping we would have Trossard because he's quite an informed player, but he wasn't available. We had Martinelli in the team, and then the starting 11 we had Piero Nkape and Mosquera, quite inexperienced in the Premier League, but they're experienced players in terms of where they come from, Bundesliga and La Liga. And they played already together in the Carabao Cup against Brighton at home. They kept a clean sheet, so it wasn't a major. And also throughout the game, they weren't a major problem. They made some mistake here and there, but it didn't cost us the points in that game. But it's for me, what I felt cost us the point was more of the application on the team, in terms of the whole team, in terms of from our play, how we played, because we did some things that weren't characteristic of the team in terms of giving balls away in cheap areas, making mistake, how we normally, when we put pressure on the team, we squeeze them in half for long periods of time and we create chances, and we didn't have the intensity that we usually have and control that we had. But the also contributing factors from the game itself, in terms of how Chelsea played. I think Chelsea started well with high intensity as well, but we're a bit sloppy. And then the other issue was I felt like the referee really ruined the game, especially with the bookings early on. I think in the 12 minutes we already had 3 yellow cards, which was, it felt like someone was going to get sent off. I was worried that it's going to be an Arsenal player, but Chelsea were physical, not physical in terms of, okay, we are stronger than you, we win duels. They were kicking us, literally. Cucurella was kicking us, Caicedo were kicking us, and I was like, Enzo Fernandez as well. I was like, And then somehow, Caicedo was sent off because he was too emotional for me. He was too aggressive and too emotional. And then I thought, okay, we're gonna try and control, because usually when we play away, we let the home team the first 10-20 minutes, they will come at us. We usually ride that wave up, and then around 20 minutes we start getting control of the game. We did start getting control of the game, but when it's threatening, our passes kept losing the ball and stuff. But as soon as Caicedo, even when Caicedo was sent off and they were down to 10 men, we went in control of the game. There was stop start in the game, injuries and everything. And in the second half, I was hoping Mikel was going to introduce Odegaard from the bench during halftime, so that he started the second half and then we control the game. He didn't, and then we consider what I felt like a call from the referee was the set piece that led to the corner. That was I don't think that was enough for a free kick, but anyway, got a free kick, and then they took it. Ryan made it great, so I think he misread the ball when the free kick came in, and then but he saved it, and then the corner. I think we defended the corner very poorly. No one at the back post. I don't know what Musquera was doing there, but anyway, 1-0, and I felt he brought in Odegaard. As soon as he came on, we took control of that game. The disappointing part, because of the yellow cards early, we had to lose. Calafiori was playing very well in that first half. It was really disappointing to take him off, but Mikel didn't want to take the risk of him getting sent off, because the Chelsea players were targeting our players to get them sent off. Every foul, everything, they were asking the referee for a second yellow card, for sending off and all that stuff. So that game was like that throughout the 90 minutes. And then got the goal, I was like, okay, we're on top now. We're still dominating the ball, but we weren't really doing enough about it with it, and made subs, wasn't as effective. One thing I really concerned about is Madueke. Mikel loves when he comes and he goes and plays on the left, but for me, I feel like sometimes he's not as effective, because I feel it's a wasted substitution. I would love to, at some point in that game, he swapped with Saka. Saka was playing on the left, which is a brilliant idea. He needs to try that more, because I feel like if you want to use him effectively, Madueke, go play him in his strongest position in the right wing, where he can put pressure on his fullback and keep attacking and creating chances. Especially that now he's just coming from injury, he's not in full flow, so he's going to struggle. As soon as he gets confidence, he's going to fly again. And in a way, where a lot of players who are coming back from injury weren't as effective. I think the substitutions, some worked, but some didn't work. And then, yeah, it was a disappointing game in the end. So, but anyway, we move on to the next one. But there's a good point away from home. So for that week, got 4 points in the league, and then we go this week. We need 6 points this week. I fell. We need 6 points going to Brentford and Villa, and then we have a Champions League. One of the things that I felt in that game was our intensity. I feel like this is a trend that I hope Mikel and his coaching team are looking at those trends, because every time we play 3 games in a week, we drop off in terms of intensity and energy, and we're losing players in that. So remember the first part of the season, towards the last game, we always struggle, and I felt like, West Ham, and then we hit the last time Sunderland. The last game, the third game of the week, we always struggle to really, especially, it was nicer when we had the Carabao Cup, when we can rest people, but when we play the Champions League game, we're usually less intense in the last third game of the week. So I hope something Mikel will look into, especially in this period where he will rotate players, because we're losing a lot of intensity in this game. As soon as we don't play at our level of intensity, we struggle a bit in terms of we allow teams, we don't control games well, and we allow teams to have chances, and especially teams who try to be physical against us. We've seen this time, like Sunderland, Chelsea, we try that as well. So it's quite tough. But anyway, I hope there's something that I can look into. And then on to Brentford, very team in form. They struggle. They've been struggling away from home. I think in their last 5 games, they lost all the 2 of their away games and they won their 3 home games. So the last one, they beat, who did they beat last? They beat Burnley. They beat Burnley, Newcastle, and Liverpool at home. They lost to Brighton and Crystal Palace away from home. So, but they've got a lot going on for them in terms of their set pieces, very physical, and then long throws and set pieces. That's the key on this game. And they're probably going to sit deeper than most teams, but at the Emirates we find solutions in terms of how we put pressure, create chances. They're good at defending set pieces as well. So some of their key players like Ikutheago, Kevin Shale, Jango, Ouattara, Coyote as well, I've been impressed with him in the league. Especially the first time I noticed him was the throw-ins, but his general play is very good. Keith Andrews is doing a great job there. I remember when they appointed him, they had a tough start, and a lot of talk was he's going. People weren't sure what Brentford were doing, but I think he's done well this season with our team. And there's also an Arsenal influence there with Mehmet Ali, who was the under-21, under-23 coach at Arsenal, so he moved there. He's in his coaching staff. Rhys Nelson was there on loan as well. So a lot of links between Brentford and Arsenal over years. And I think Inaki Kana was there as well before Raya. I think one of the coaches in the coaching staff at Arsenal was there as well. So yeah, interesting game as well. Physically interesting for me. The most interesting part for Arsenal is more about who starts the game. Or is Mikel going to rotate the team going into this game? Or is he going to try to go with continuity and then who's available? His conference, press conference, you mentioned that Saliba and Trossard are days away from playing, and then Gabi Havertz weeks away from playing. So quite interestingly, I think there's an important period for us to really use the squad, especially that we're getting injuries, and so we have solid data in terms of seeing that people are getting injuries, especially when they play a lot of games. The other key talking point this week has been Ben White and why he's not playing. For me, it's not necessarily just Ben White playing, it's also managing Julian Timber's minutes. Because if you don't play Ben White, there's a chance that Julian Timber is going to get injuries because he's been playing a lot of football at a high level, especially he had a surgery during the summer break. So you don't want him getting an injury and we don't have him for a longer period. So preferably give Ben White game time. At least I think he should be trusted unless there's a serious physical problem that he has. He should be playing. I think at least give him 15, 20 minutes in a game. Sometimes even in the Bayern game he came on, but I felt like it was less time. In the Chelsea game again, try to do something different, bring him on, give him enough minutes to play. Quite interesting. Hopefully he plays against Brentford. Christian Norgard as well. I would love for him to play because I think Declan Rice especially has played a lot of minutes. Mikel Merino. It's good that we have sent the forwards back in Gyökeres and Jesus. We can now probably give him a break as well. He's been playing a lot of football, not just for Arsenal, for Spain as well. So we'll need some key players, especially who's been playing a lot of football. There's two, I think, so, Timber, Zubimendi and Rice, Eze as well. Saka. They've been playing a lot of minutes, so we see Trossard getting an injury knock as well. So hopefully, with the return of Martinelli, Madueke, Odegaard, Gyökeres, Jesus, we'll have an opportunity to rotate some of our key players, especially that are taking phase of the game, and then in the defensive part, feel like Christian Nogat can get an opportunity to play as well. Ben White. I love the rotation in the left back situation, which is fine. And then the centre backs, we have two of centre back playing, which is okay. They're getting minutes. They've been getting minutes anyway. So hopefully when I hope Saliba comes back so we can be able to rotate within three of them who play. And then when Gabi comes, we have people who are playing, who are in rhythm, and all that. And Ben White, of course. And maybe Kepa as well get an opportunity to play. I think the Carabao Cup game is coming soon, so you'll probably get an opportunity. Then go away to Bruges, probably will make rotations as well. So for me, the thing this week will be more about the conditioning of players going into the Brentford game and also looking forward to the Villa game, meaning that some of you will need, based on what I've witnessed in the game against Chelsea and how we struggle to really play at high intensity, he will make some changes coming to the Brentford game, and also looking forward to Saturday getting more people fresher and also getting minutes, the likes of Odegaard, Martinelli, Madueke, and Gyökeres. Hopefully they'll be ready for Villa on the weekend. And I think, for me, the key to this game, especially at home, we need to be able to control the game most, because the Chelsea game and the Bayern game were issues where we didn't control the game well. And then, but in the Bayern game, because we had high intensity, they couldn't live with our physicality. They faded away, and then we continued to control the game. Against Chelsea game from the start, we didn't control the game in terms of not making less of a basketball game. So every time they get an opportunity, they transition into our half as well. So that will contribute to their injuries, and then conceding free kicks and penalties, sending off in suspension. So you don't want that. So I'm going to be able to control the game, because the first part of the league season, because we control most of the game, we're in control. That's why we've been getting a lot of yellow cards and red cards, and conceding a lot of free kicks, because we are usually in control and playing in the position half. So we need to continue with that. That comes with being able to be in a good condition, playing the game and playing at high intensity, controlling, and always being more in a position where we can, if you commit a foul, you commit a foul in the position half where it's not as effective or desperate for you. So going to the Brentford game, I think I'll think of changes, and also depending on people who are available. My team will be Ryan goal. I'll give Ben White a chance at right back. If Saliba is available, I'll play Saliba and Hincapié. Left back, Calafiori there has been fantastic this season. And then in midfield, I'll go Zubimendi and Rice, because Rice is in good rhythm at the moment. Zubimendi played less minutes last week, because I think he can continue. And then I'll bring Odegaard in the game from the start. Then left wing, I'll play Eze. I'll give him the left wing as started on the left wing. And then I'll have Gyökeres up top and Saka on the right. There's chances for Madueke from starting on the right, but I'll give Saka one more. Get him, play 60 minutes, hook him, put Madueke on. Play Eze 60 minutes, get Martinelli on. And then up top, if Gyökeres is struggling, put Merino on as well. Give an opportunity to Ethan to come in as well to play. So we have the squad. It's time to utilize it, Mikel. We have the squad. Trust it and utilize it. So I think we can go to this game and get the points we need and extend our lead. And hopefully people drop points. For me now, it's more about collecting points as much as possible. Get points Brentford, get points Villa, Bruges on the weekend again, get points. So that's my team. Thank you so much for watching. Don't want to make this one long, because I want to do another one later on before Villa. So there's so many games coming up. I'll try and do as much content as possible. So I'll do a short video for the game on the other platforms, on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok, for Instagram, and probably Threads as well. So you can follow us on those channels as well at Gunners in Africa. You can listen to this on audio on Spotify and on Apple Podcast. So appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Hopefully we get a win and a clean sheet tomorrow and get back to controlling games. Come on, you Gunners.